Here's what's coming up on today's show. Draymond Green has officially declined his $27 million player option for this upcoming season. Plus, Zion Williamson, a lot of trade buzz. What's the latest there? And then Damian Lillard to the Heat. Is that a possibility after they struck out trying to get Bradley Beal? And then Chris Paul, he was in that Bradley Beal trade going to Washington. Could he be going back to the Clippers because the Wizards not expected to keep CP3? We're going to be live for every pick of the NBA draft on Thursday, so be sure to subscribe to the channel. Also, turn on your notifications so you know when we go live. Shams Charania tweeting this morning. Golden State Warriors four-time NBA champion Draymond Green is declining his $27.5 million player option for the upcoming season and will enter unrestricted free agency, Clutch Sports CEO Rich Paul told The Athletic and Stadium. Draymond Green, I'm going to be honest, I don't get this decision to opt out of that contract. I don't think he is going to get $27.5 million per year elsewhere because the numbers, they're decent, but he's not the same player he was. But you do look at the numbers from this past year. Scoring was a little bit better. Rebounds, assists were about the same. Pretty similar numbers when you look at the last four seasons for Draymond Green. I don't think he's as good defensively, though. Draymond said if Bob Myers leaves, which he has since left, he would have to think about leaving. And now he has opted out of his current contract. He is set to become an unrestricted free agent in 2023 NBA free agency, which begins in 11 days. Taking a look at some Draymond destinations, some teams that we have seen linked to the four-time champ. The Lakers have been a team linked the most. I hear he's a fan of LeBron James. He never talks about LeBron, so I don't know that for sure. Phoenix Suns, because why not? The Dallas Mavericks, I could definitely see that happening. They really need to get defense this summer. The Heat, and then maybe the Warriors. I still think it's a possibility that he comes back if Golden State pays him. Let's put it this way. If Steph Curry, if he tells Mike Dunleavy, the new GM, to pay Draymond Green, he's going to pay Draymond Green. Pick Draymond's next team. Predict it down in the comments section. Where is Draymond going to play next season? Is it going to be Golden State or not? I'm going to say no. I think he leaves. And producer Coop, I don't know how you're going to feel about this. I think he's Dallas Maverick. We will see where he ends up next year. I think the Mavs are going to pay him the most money out of any other team. Zion Williamson, we'll talk about him now. What's the latest? Because there has been a lot of trade buzz around the Pelicans. Superstar Bill Simmons saying this earlier. The Zion thing, in terms of trade buzz, is a real, he said real 3 times. Subplot. I had somebody tell me yesterday that I trust that he will not be on the Pelicans on Thursday. Can you imagine a Zion trade happening the next 3 days? Now, he's only played in, a little over 100 games in his first 4 seasons in the league. Did not play the entire 2021-2022 season. When he has been on the court, he's put up phenomenal numbers. You look at what he did this past season, just 29 games, but 26 points per game, 7.0 rebounds per game. He shot over 60% from the floor. He's a great player, but he has not been able to stay healthy. The Pelicans are rumored to be a little bit frustrated because of all these missed games. 194 missed games in his career, 48 in his rookie year, 11 the next year, where he put up phenomenal numbers that year. Missed the entire season, 2021, 2022, and then he missed 53 games last year, so 194 total games that Zion Williamson has missed. Again, he's a great player when healthy, one of the best players in the league when healthy, but he has not been able to stay on the floor, which has been a problem, and I think the Pelicans are a little bit frustrated. And it's been rumored that they love Scoot Henderson. They're trying to trade into the top 3. They might be willing to give up Zion in order to do that. 2 of those teams that we're just mentioning here on Destinations have a top 3 pick. The Hornets at number 2 overall, the Blazers at number 3. So they've been linked. The Knicks have been linked a lot. So have the Houston Rockets and the Oklahoma City Thunder. I could see those two teams trying to get involved here as well. Those teams, the Rockets and Thunder, have a plethora of draft picks to potentially offer the New Orleans Pelicans. Will Zion be moved by Thursday's draft? Type T for traded or S for staying in New Orleans. Down in the comment section. Go down, let me know. I think he's going to get traded. I really do. And you're starting to hear some stuff maybe about Brandon Miller, his stock kind of falling. If that's the case, maybe the Hornets will try to trade that number 2 pick for Zion Williamson. Be sure to go get your favorite team's hat at chatsports.com/NBA hats. Got a Mavericks one out there. I'm pretty sure Producer Grip has that same exact hat. Celtics one, the Golden State Warriors. Your favorite team will be on there at this link, chatsports.com/NBA hats. Go and get a dope NBA hat at that link. That link is in the comments and the description of today's show, chatsports.com/NBA hats. Is it Dame time in Miami? After missing out on Bradley Beal, the Heat are expected to pursue Damian Lillard. That has been their main focus since that Beal trade went down yesterday. Chris Haynes tweeting this out. Miami's focus is Portland superstar Damian Lillard with the genuine belief that this could be the offseason. The veteran guard seeks a change of scenery, league sources tell TNT and Bleacher Report. I think it's time for Dame to leave Portland. I really respect the loyalty that he's had to that city and to that organization, but they're not going to be a championship contender anytime soon. And while he's still in his prime, while he's still putting up these big numbers, I think he's got to go to a contender like Miami. Taking a look at the numbers for Dame, he is a fantastic player, getting better with age. 32.2 points per game. I mean, that's the best season we've seen from him in recent memory. But the Blazers didn't even make the play-in. So that's pretty frustrating. You got to imagine for Dame. 7.3 assists per game, 46.3% from the floor, 37.1% from three. There is a report that Jimmy Butler is recruiting Damian Lillard to South Beach. That is something to monitor here if Jimmy can convince Dame to leave Portland. We did hear Shams Charania say earlier today, though, that Dame would like to stay in Portland and improve the roster, but that could change. Taking a look at the odds for his next team if he leaves the Portland Trail Blazers. The Heat are the betting favorites. I was a little bit surprised to see the Nets and the Knicks this high up, and I'm also surprised not to see the Philadelphia 76ers, one of the top 5 teams. The Spurs have been the big dark horse here. They could trade for Dame, potentially give up some future picks, and then pair him with Victor Wembanyama. Taking a look at the career playoff stats for Dame. He's one of those guys that just hasn't gotten a ring, right? One of the best active players to not have a championship ring. 25.7 points per game, 6.2 assists per game, 4.5 rebounds per game. 3-point percentage actually really good in the playoffs for Dame. 44.9% from three-point range. Taking a look at a hypothetical trade here. This is what a Damian Lillard trade could look like. In my opinion, the Heat are giving up way too much here. But the Blazers would receive Tyler Hero, and I do believe Tyler Hero would have to be involved in a potential Dame trade. Nikola Jovic, not Jokic, Jovic, the first-round pick from last year. Caleb Martin, I think he'd have to go back, and then 3 unprotected first-round picks. I just think that's a lot to give up for Dame Lillard, but Dame is, one of the best players in the league, one of the best point guards in the league. It's not going to be cheap to get him. I think maybe 1 or 2 picks with that same package might be more realistic. Who is the next superstar to get traded? Let me know down in the comments section. I think it's going to be Zion. I really do. I think Zion Williamson will get moved here before Thursday's draft. There just seems to be a lot of buzz around that possibility. Shifting gears to CP3 now. After the Bradley Beal trade, the Wizards are looking for teams to reroute Chris Paul. As of now, here are the current trade details, not finalized, but this is what it's looking like it's going to be. The Wizards receive Chris Paul, Landry Shamet, 3 second-round picks, and 2 pick swaps. And, Isaiah Todd also involved here. The Suns receive Bradley Beal, to add to that Suns roster. So they have a big three now. Bradley Beal, Kevin Durant, and Devin Booker. Is that going to work? Not sure. But the focus on this show, at least, is Chris Paul. What's going to happen with CP3? They are trying to look for a third team to reroute Chris Paul. Could be the Lakers, could be the Clippers. Still a good player, obviously, no longer in his prime, but he did average nearly 9 assists per game in 59 games this past year. There is a report that the Clips want to bring Chris Paul back. That would be interesting. Obviously, he played for them for a long time, one of the best players in that organization's history. Here's the Athletics trade idea. Wizards receive Marcus Morris and Robert Covington. The Clippers receive Chris Paul. I feel like there might have to be some picks involved here. It's pretty wild that the Wizards didn't get a first-round pick here for Beal. I don't know if they they probably won't get a first one for Paul, but I would expect maybe picks to be involved here. Who do you think is going to get CP3 here in the end? Type LAL for the Lakers or LAC for the Clippers down in the comments section. Who is going to be CP3's next team?